YouTube, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for joining me today. Before we get started, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share this, subscribe, hit that notification. I really appreciate y'all. All 127 of my subscribers, I really appreciate y'all. But as y'all know, y'all see the title, so y'all have some idea of what we'll be discussing today. But have y'all ever come across somebody that you wonder, like, why are they this type of person? It could be a coworker, it could be a relative, it could be just somebody you meet randomly or come across to in the grocery store, and you're just like, why is that person like that? They may rub you wrong, they may just get on your nerves, irritate you. Might be the mother of your kids, the father of your kids, and things just don't sit right with you with that person, or you're just confused, and sometimes you may ask the universe, why is this person who they are, and why do they do and make me feel the way I feel? This can also be on the flip side too. There might be a person that you can think about as just like, man, they give me such positive energy. They make me feel so well. I'm so glad to have them in my life. But today we're here to discuss that. We're here to discuss why these people are who they are in your life. And I want to break this down to y'all to understand. First of all, just to get off the top of the conversation of what the title of this video is that person is that thing or makes you feel that way because that is their role in life. A lot of times people who will do things to you and make you feel a certain way, honestly, y'all, it's not even intentional. Of course, there are people who know your buttons, and then people who know things that just absolutely gets on your nerves. But a lot of times people do not know what they're doing when they are causing that level of stress to you, or that level of irritation, or just getting on your nerves. First of all, that is that person's role. And I think once we realize that people are playing their role, we no longer take it personal and make it feel like it's towards us and it's directly towards us. And yes, there may be people who are directly trying to make you feel bad, directly pushing your buttons. Like I mentioned before, it could be a spouse, it can be a relative, it can be a friend, it can be a random person driving that cut you off. They may have done that, but once you realize that that's their role in your life, then it makes you not take it personal, but it also makes you realize what is your role in that situation. And I think once you start understanding that those people in your life are doing and playing their part in your life and they're playing their role, it actually starts making you think like, what am I supposed to get out of them playing their role? And how is their role affecting me in the way that makes me understand my role in life? Because on the flip side, you might be that for somebody else. You might be the annoying person. You might be the person that's getting under somebody else's skin. You might be the person that is toxic or causing issues to somebody else. And you will be that role for that person as well. So I think a lot of the power comes from our perspective and realizing that every person has a role in our life, and not to take things personal like people are out to get us, but to just identify that person as that being their role. Not saying you have to excuse them, as in saying they get a pass to treat you anyway, and they get to walk over you and treat you bad, and you have to keep them in their life if they're not respecting you or respecting boundaries. But taking a lot of the personal side to it and not making it about yourself and you feeling offended about it, and you understanding that, hey, that person may or may not know what they're doing directly to negatively affect me, but it's their role. But it's my responsibility to understand how I will react to that role and see what my role is in the situation. And I think that will set you free, but it will also prepare you for this game called life. And it will prepare you for anybody that you come encounter with on the day-to-day. Once again, it could be your spouse, it could be your friend, the person that's cutting you off in the road. And it will make you react a certain way to where you think like, okay, that person did that. Their role could be one of two things. Their role could be to irritate me or frustrate me because I allowed them to do that. Or their role could be to test me and teach me, you know what, let me have patience, or let me just not let that bother me. Or if it does bother me, let me address it in that moment and then release it and move on. And I'm back going in my way. So I think that is the most powerful way for us to be able to see how people play their part in our lives, by understanding that each person is playing their role, and to not take it personal, but to see where our role is within that person playing their role in our life, and how we react to it is the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, your journey will cross paths with a lot of people, but you may not be on the same journey as that other person. And of course, they probably won't give a fuck about where you're trying to go. So it is your responsibility to be able to hold on to your level of strength and your philosophy and your standards and your steadfastness in going on the path that you want to go on to, if it is a better direction, if it's a better place. Once again, y'all know my channel is dedicated to raising awareness and teaching people about self-help and personal development in its relation to becoming wealthy, to becoming prosperous and having abundance in a financial aspect. So if you're on that path and people come from different areas and come from different ways and come from different directions, and they're not on that path, of course they're going to crash with you. Oh, excuse me, I didn't realize my shirt was that one button. Of course they're going to crash with you, and they're going to come off as an opposition, or an op, like we say in, in the streets, the young culture, the pop culture. But those people, if they're your ops, that's their role to be your op. That doesn't mean you have to hate them. That doesn't even mean you have to like them. That's another thing that I want to address. It's okay if somebody's your op, because we're not all meant to get along and be like, oh yes, one big happy family under the stars and the sun and the moon. And like, no, fuck that. In the end of the day, some people will not align with what you have going on. There is a reason that I think there will always be this and that, good and bad, whatever you want to put under these boxes, because that could be somewhat subjective to some people. Some people may think something's bad and some people may think the same thing is good. But I'm saying that to say that there will always be some level of opposition. There will always be some level of resistance. And there will always be somebody there to be able to play their part in your life and their role, to be able to test you, to challenge you, to be that thing that's showing you, you are this, I am not that. And since you know that, what are you going to do? Because there will be clashing. So the main point I want to get across is, do not take it personal when people are playing their role in your life. Whether that role is being negative, whether that role is being somebody who is toxic, whether that role is being somebody who is making you feel bad, whether that role is being somebody who's encouraging you and empowering you. Understand that that's that person's role, embrace them accordingly and where they align with what your goals are, and then move on. Okay, so I think I got my point across with that. People are doing what they're doing because it's their role. Do not get mad at the person. Just seek to understand that person's role and where it fits in your life and how you need to react accordingly. The second thing I want to leave y'all with is, I kind of said it before. Let me get the Palo Santo going. I just really don't want the light to be too bright for y'all, but I also don't want it to be mad smoky. But it just be a vibe when I got the Palo Santo going. And I didn't have it for my last video because my lighters be going out, because Palo Santo requires so much lighter fluid to get it burning properly. So I just need to go ahead and invest into a torch. Y'all will see a torch soon once this one goes out. I'm the type of man that likes to say what he does and likes to does what he says and make it happen. But the second thing that I was telling y'all and I wanted to inform y'all on is, once you identify somebody in who they are in your life and not get upset about what they're doing in your life, and really, really understanding and being able to be good with the fact that that's that person's role, and you need to act accordingly based off of how you want them in your life or how they are in your life, whether it's for years and they're a family member, or whether it's for a few minutes and somebody cuts you off in the road, or somebody says something crazy to you in the line at the grocery store. The second thing to realizing that that person is playing their role is, each person has an individual role. The toxic person, the encouraging person, the empowering person, whatever their role may be based off of the actions that they're having towards you. But in all of those roles that each person plays, they're all in this one box called the teacher box. So everyone has their own individual role, but within each individual role, they have a different action towards you and give you a different feeling. But they all are packed in this box called the teacher, because everyone is your teacher. Every single person. Before your mom is your mom, she's your teacher. Before your dad is your dad, he's his teacher. Before your wife is your wife, your husband is your husband, your spouse and your partner is your partner, your kids and your kids, the grocery store ringer out person, the person that cut you off from the road, the person that said something negativity, whoever person that's playing that role, before they are those things, they are your teacher. And when you can look at people to be your teacher before anything else, it allows you to be open and it allows you to be compassionate, but more understanding for the fact that they are there to teach you something, but you have to be ready to learn and you have to be open enough to understand that this is who that person is, and you don't take stuff personal, y'all. This is the main, or should I say the underlying thing that I want to come across to y'all today is removing your ego from the engagements that you have with people. It is something that I'm working on personally. And to get more personal, because I like to bring personal. I'm trying to get more personal and more like testimonial with these videos and these conversation and these words with waters, by waters. Is I struggled with that for a while, y'all. Like I really did. I struggled with that for a while when it came to loving people, but not meeting them where they're at, as in loving them for who they are and understanding that if they're not where I'm at right now, then I need to love them from a distance. And I struggled with that for a while because I didn't see people for being my teacher in the fact that, hey, I need to meet people where they're at, and I don't need to try to just love people so much to the point that where I want to get them something, where I want to get them to see something because I think it'd be so beneficial and great for their lives. That's why I struggled at for a long time. But in the pursuit of finding that enlightenment and being taught by people indirectly because they're my teachers, I had to learn that by people showing resistance and not listening to the good things I have for them, or, not being able to take the knowledge that I had, or me telling them things several times and them not listening and then coming back and then having some level of expectation about me wanting to share it to them again. And it made me realize it's like, you know what, y'all not getting it. And I can't feel some type of way about it that y'all aren't getting it. What I can do is say, hey, you're not getting this. I don't have the bandwidth to keep explaining this to you. I don't have the energy to keep talking to you about this. I don't need to feel any type of way because you're not learning it. And at the same time, by me saying what I just said, they taught me to have that realization instead of having some resentment towards people to being like, oh man, I love them so much. Why didn't I get the knowledge I got for them? Why didn't I understand what I want them to learn? Why did I? Because everybody learns at their own time. So that's something that I learned over time, and I'm still learning to just put everybody in a teacher box first. You know what? Like my kids, my son has his things. My daughter has her things. Oh, my son is teaching me how to be patient. Oh, my daughter is teaching me how to be understanding. Oh, my mom is teaching me how to be understanding and compassionate. So it's like you see people from this perspective. It doesn't make you want to be personal or take it personal, excuse me, but it makes you put people in a specific role to say, you know what, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing in my life. Because everybody that you meet and you come across is designed to do something in your life, but for your life. They're in your life for your life. They're in your life so your life can have this thing if you're open up to receive the lesson and the foreign. Things don't happen to you, things happen for you. It is so cliche, but it is so true as a statement of common sense isn't common. And I think once you can understand the power behind seeing that people are put in your life for your life, then you start saying, you know what, man, this girl really touches my patience. Oh, what? That means I need to become more patient. Oh man, they're not listening to what I'm saying. They're not understanding what I'm saying. Oh, that means I need to be able to just meet people where they're at and love them from a distance if being close to them is detrimental to my overall health and wellness. So you can fit anybody and everyone literally in the teacher box if you're open to see them from a teacher perspective. So I think that's what the two things I want to leave y'all with. I like to come in and out, like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring and caring is sharing. I really appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for the love and the comments. We are going to keep going. I'm taking y'all advice, as in keep doing what I'm doing, keep bringing this content. People saying that people need this. Thank y'all for solidifying that, because I believe it, for validating that, because I believe it as well. But I want to leave y'all with this. Next time that you see somebody and they're irritating you, or next time you feel like you don't like something that somebody did, or next time you feel like you do like something somebody did, realize that that person is doing that because that is their role, and allow them to play their role, but figure out what your role is in relation to that person doing what they do, and how they're in your life to be for your life to become something. The life is about the becoming. Everything is about the in-between. You're born, then you die. Everything that matters is the in-between, and the in-between is a journey for the love of the journey, not the destination. The middle is the becoming. The in-between is the becoming. So whenever you're getting hard, when things get tough, that's what I tell myself. When things get hard and I get confused, I'm like, what am I becoming because of this situation? And if you can look back and say, you know what, I'm becoming stronger, I'm becoming better, I'm becoming more enlightenment, I'm becoming, like, you just say these things out loud. But if you think, hey, I'm becoming worse of a person, I'm becoming, then you need to do some type of adjustment. And we'll talk about that more and more over time. Whole nother video for a whole nother thing. But understand people are playing their role. Understand how what your role is in relation to that person playing your role, and being in your life and being for your life and the becoming, but understanding as well that that person is playing your role, and every person that is playing their role in your life is your teacher. And if you can look at everyone from a teacher's perspective, then it allows you to have compassion, but also allows you to not take things personal, and you can flip every situation to a learning experience and a teacher experience, and you will always be the student, and you will always be presented with things that can teach you in life, and you will forever grow. Because if you're learning and you're allowing yourself to be taught, then you're growing. If you're learning and you're utilizing the knowledge that you're using, and you're applying the knowledge that you assimilated, then there's no way that you cannot grow. And if y'all know, once again, what my channel is about, personal development, self-help, and its relation to financial literacy, financial growth, abundance. So hopefully this helps y'all going into the new year. I'm trying to work on, I'm consciously applying effort to get a consistent schedule down, y'all, to where I want Mondays to be Money Mondays. I want Wednesdays to be Words with Waters Wednesdays. So it's more conversations like this. And I want Fridays to be more Financial Fridays, and everything in between will be book reviews and books. I still got money, the money book, and the money book is the one for the Books for Better Living. It's called Money, a Made Up Thing. I forgot the author's name, but we'll be talking about that one now. I'm like literally at the last leg of the book to really just want to wrap it up, to have a more fresh conversation with. I think it's like my third time reading it, but that is coming back up, and y'all will see more book stuff coming up here. Still working on the jbwaters.com website to be able to release my first book, Have Your Happiness, my second book, Successful Self-Talk, and my third premium top book that I have for y'all, which is a coffee table art book, financial literacy art book called Money is an Art. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and put that like button. And until next time, remember to stay well and be conscious, and write your world into existence. Love.